What is your wildest memory from high school?
Where could you start? Where could you start?
Let's see.
High school, huh?
That's a long way
I
back.
can think of the wildest thing that I remember from high school. I ditched school. I was over my boyfriend's house. He lived with his uncle, who was an attorney, who came home early.
Oh,
Damn.
and what did he find?
My dust. We managed to get very quiet because my boyfriend wasn't supposed to be home either.
Oh, jeez.
Oops.
So I went out the window, and luckily, the window was off an alley, and my house was just up at the top of the hill.
Okay.
So I left, and I went up to the top of the hill, and he told his uncle, I felt sick. I came home from school. We actually got away with that one.
Yeah, well played.
Well played indeed.
Well played.
Well played indeed.
What was your most?
Most wildest memory from high school would probably be, I would say it was like my prom. Because one, it was one of those ones where you felt like you were quote unquote getting married to the girl you went to prom with. And it felt like a weird moment, but it was also one of those ones where I didn't go to prom with the girl I wanted to go to prom with because everyone else had asked said girl before. And I was like,
That
damn.
same girl?
Not the same girl. Everyone had asked other girls, but the one I wanted to go with had already been asked. So I had to kind of like, not even have it like an option B. It was just like, we were the last ones left.
Beggars can't be
Yeah,
choosers.
beggars can't be choosers. So I went to the prom with just a random girl. So yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still fun. We still had a good time.
Yeah,
We still had a good
sure.
time.
Sure.
Do you know if she's still around and is going to hear this podcast?
Hopefully not. No, she's still around. No. She's still around. Let me clarify. She's still around. I hope.
Okay. Yeah.
But if she hears this, hope she laughs.
Right.
What is it? Wildest memory from high school? What is my wildest memory from high school? My wildest memory from high school is probably I went to a really, really, really rough high school.
Wait,
And
in England?
in England, yeah.
Mighty Claire.
I
Tell
thought they
me
were
about
such
this.
gentlemen
I
there.
did too.
Nah,
Let's
it's
hear
rough.
this.
It's rough in
Yeah,
England.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
all
It's not.
crackers and
It's
stuff,
not as
yeah.
posh.
Keep in mind that they're younger than we are.
But still.
Yeah, it's not as pleasant as it seems.
Okay,
we just speak
go
nice.
on.
But yeah, I went to a very rough high school, and one time in the cafeteria, there was the fight of the century between a twin brother and sister.
Whoa.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she won big time. Yeah, she won. She took him out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the wildest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you guys? What else we got?
My wildest memory from high school was getting expelled from school because I was standing up for equality, and I was in a segregated school, and I was angry that we were segregated in that way, and I was expelled from school and sent home with students throwing books at me.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. First of all, thank you. Secondly, damn.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it
That's
was
very
wild. That's
Wow.
and I ran and they were chasing me down the halls throwing books. And I ran into the principal's office, red faced, crying, and threw myself on his desk and said, help me. And he stood up and he looked down and he said, Galen Baker, you're a troublemaker and you need to be expelled from this high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
This took a dark turn.
I've never had a book thrown on me.
No one's throwing a book at me. I don't think I'll survive it.
Multiple books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you heard the term. They'll throw
Yeah.
the book at you.
Well, that's where it came from.
That's right. They threw the book at me.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Question. Whose turn for the question?
Okay, I'll ask. What was your most embarrassing moment? This for all of you. But only if it's an exciting story.
Oh, what exciting. Oh.
Get boringly.
No boring stories.
James, you have a look on
Yeah,
your face.
Go for it.
I can't tell that story. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even
no.
gonna tell. Actually, okay, good. I've told it on our show. I'll tell it on this show.
Okay.
What am I doing? Right, I'm gonna cover my eyes while I tell the story.
No, we want to see your eyes when you relate this
All right.
experience.
So, do you know what story I'm gonna tell?
I have
The
no
bath
idea.
mat story. Right, this is heinous. I apologize. So when I was younger, I regret this. When I was younger, I was dating a girl, and I very, very badly needed to use the bathroom for a number 2, which is like a cardinal sin. And I, oh my God. So I went to the bathroom and tried to go as fast as possible. And I'd realized once I was in there that the door wasn't locked. So what I did was I got so panicked thinking that her mum might walk in or someone else might walk in that was in the house that I quickly stood up, ran across the bathroom and locked the door. By the time I looked back, I had left evidence of my endeavors all across the bathroom floor. Most of which was on her shower mat, which was impossible to clean.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I had to do the best I could and bail. And I haven't spoken to her since. That's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
Did you speak to her as you left the house?
Yeah, I said bye. yeah, but yeah, she
Yeah, but
thought it was a
either
see you
that or
later. It
speak
was
out
a
the
bye.
window.
It was a bye, never see you again.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the most embarrassing that's ever happened to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You shouldn't have told that one. That was too much. That was too much.
Mine probably trumps his.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you set up for this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is known as the trifecta.
Oh, don't tell this story.
It's
We can't have two of the same story, bro.
Repeat,
Don't, for the love of
please.
God, don't tell the story.
known as the what?
The trifecta, but apparently I can't tell the story. I'm trying to think of another one.
Oh, no, don't let him talk you out of telling your truth.
All right, tell the story. Now you tell your truth, bro.
All right, tell my truth. So it's called the trifecta, and you will understand why. There was a time in our lives, we were in university, college at the time.
Sure.
And we were going for a night out. It was like a bar crawl kind of thing in our college, and I'd never been to one before. So I was over-prepared and started to drink way too early. And I didn't mix my drinks. I was drinking it straight from the bottle. I thought, why not? It's going to be a good night. Let me start early. I was too drunk. We were walking to meet our friends in another building, but I got too drunk. I starfished on a car because they couldn't actually pick me up. But I managed to get to the room, and we were all waiting. Everyone else was getting ready, and they tried to say, "Okay, it's time for us to go," but I was literally dead. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I was obviously way too drunk. Everything I was drinking 2 hours before had caught up with me before we left the house. So I was like, you know what, guys? I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna stay. Cool. So about where I was laid up was like a communal kitchen, and the toilets in said building were in everybody else's room, and each room was locked. You needed a key card to get into the room. But because I didn't live there, I didn't have a key card. So I was stuck to the confines of the communal kitchen. So it's called a trifecta because I had to throw up outside of the window. I had to do a number 1 in a bucket. And I also felt the need to do a number 2 in the bucket. And then I left the next morning.
And never came back.
And never came back. So that was my trifecta. That's literally the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me.
We should be ashamed of ourselves.
I know, but this caveat,
This is the worst 2 stories of all time.
caveat, this was 13 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe?
a long time.
A long time.
We've grown up
decade,
since.
over a decade ago.
Yeah, we can
so-
control our bowels
Oh,
now.
they've matured. You've matured by now.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.